What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NHL show for Monday, March 1st. Check out the entire show. Hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. And we start with going for a big score here in the game of the night. Minnesota Wild at Vegas Golden Knights, excuse me. I can't wait to watch this one. And truly, when I break this down, I really believe this game means so much to the Minnesota Wild and doesn't mean anything to the Vegas Golden Knights. Do they really care about this game? I'm sure they want to keep the Wild down, and they can probably tell by just reading the standings that this is an upstart group that should be worried about to some extent. But this is a litmus test for the Minnesota Wild that means so much to them. They open up at plus 120. They've gone up to plus 125. From a totals perspective, the Golden Knights have played through 7 straight unders, and they're sitting here with a 5.5 that is slightly juiced to the over. It's a basic of minus 115, minus 105 situation here. And I'm making 2 moves. I'm taking the Minnesota Wild -1 for a giant score at plus 244. And then I'm also taking Minnesota on the first period money line, which is plus 120. I really think they come out fired up. And that is a nice spot here. It's not on the 3-way, so the tie is a push. But first period plus 120 for the Minnesota Wild. All right, let's get to work. And the -1 line at plus 244. That's a plus 125 money line and a plus 340 -1.5 puck line. Wild are 12-6-0, 7-3-0 on the road at the Golden Knights, 12-4-1, 8-2-1 at home. I expect Kaapo Kakkonen to be in that. It might be a Talbot, but I expect it to be Kakkonen. Really, I'd prefer it to be Kakkonen, but it's not like Talbot would hurt this spot at all. 8-4-0 for Kakkonen, 2.41 goals against average, 915 save percentage. Marc-Andre Fleury has been very good for Vegas, 9-3-0, 1.58 goals against average, 941 save percentage, 3 shutouts. Wild special teams, their penalty killing always strong, 84.9% penalty killing. The Vegas Golden Knights penalty killing second in the league at 87.5. The number 1 penalty killing unit is in the second game on my card, that being the Colorado Avalanche. The Knights power play 18.2%. Okay. The Wild power play is awful, 7.9%, and that will improve. You have Kirill Kaprizov rolling. You have Matt Zuccarello back. You got Dumba's shot from the point. The problem is they just don't have that center, that soft-handed, pass-first, power play specialist center who can set these guys up on the wings. But that's something that they can make a move for before the trade deadline. The Minnesota Wild continue to roll. They've won 6 straight. They now face this exciting matchup with the division leaders. They're coming off sweeping the Kings at home on back-to-back nights, Friday and Saturday. We cashed easily on Friday. On Saturday, we pushed. They were up 3-0, and they let their foot off the gas. That's going to happen at times. They still won in overtime. Dumba scored with 1 second left. It was a beauty. This offense is humming. They got 42 shots on Peterson in that victory. They've scored 27 goals over the 6-game winning streak. Victor Rask has returned from injury to center this number 2 line of Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Zuccarello. Cap and Zuki have been incredible. And if you want to talk about some of the flaws of the Corsi rating system, this is rated Kaprizov, Zuccarello, and Victor Rask is rated as the worst second line in the NHL. And clearly, if you watch these guys, they're playing like the best. This team has so much depth. They're strong in every facet of the game except for power play. That will change. This power play is destined to improve. This first line of Greenway, Eriksson, Ek, and Fiala can play in all situations. This isn't a team where you have to play your first line 22 minutes a game. And I've spoken at length about the depth of this forward group. Parise, Hartman, Foligno on the third line, Sturm, Bonino, Bugstad on the fourth line. Very talented. This is a test they've been waiting for, going up against the best team in the West, a litmus test that they can't wait to take. The Knights have won 2 straight. They're coming off 3-2 overtime win at Anaheim on Saturday night. As I said, they played 7 straight unders with Lehner out of the lineup. Marc-Andre Fleury has been spectacular. Shea Theodore and Alex Pietrangelo have passed Roman Josi and Ryan Ellis to be the second best defensive pairing in the NHL behind Zach Werenski and Seth Jones. I'm not surprised that they have struggled to score. Chandler Stevenson is the 101st rated center in the league. He's centering the top line and playing heavy minutes. 2012 third round pick, has 27 goals in 226 games. He's never scored more than 8 goals in an NHL or AHL season. Then you have Max Pacioretty, William Karlsson, Riley Smith, Jonathan Marchessault are 30% of your payroll. They're paying way too much for second and third line forwards, and they only use 23.9% of their payroll on defense. What if something happens to Pietrangelo or Shea Theodore? What happens is they're in big trouble. I thought the division that they play in was very weak. It turns out it's not. The Kings and Wild have made this a tough division. But this is the chance for the Minnesota Wild to send a message to the leaders, the Vegas Golden Knights, and I expect them to do just that. And I'm going for a score. So I'm on Minnesota Wild -1 at +244, and I'm on the Minnesota Wild first period at +120.